we have completed some analysis how to predict after the provide some data to machine, first train and then test and then predict and then find their accuracy. So okay. Okay, so in last session, I described how to import required modules. Okay, so what all required modules is there? We have a data sets so that we can load the data sets and then we can create our models. Then after we have a model selection. Model selection is train test split so that we no need to worry about training and testing data. Must training and data and testing data. We have already functionalities. They can train and test the data. We have to just pass that and pass that the size of train data and size of test data. Then after NumPy, then after sklearn neighbors for KNN algorithms, and then for accuracy, we have to import sklearn.matrix import accuracy score. So this thing is required for which one? For accuracy. Then after how to load and understand the data. So first step is you have to import all the required modules. Then step two is you have to load and understand the data. You have to load and understand the data. So how can you load the data? As you know that we have a data sets, and on data sets we have already data. Iris data is there, Boston data is there, data is there. So a lot of data is there. So you can load the data. So load underscore iris. This is the function which can be load the data through the data sets, and whatever data set we are loading, I want to store the data into a variable called iris. Then as you know that what is the iris data. So if you want to know that, let me describe once again more quickly. Okay. So you want to load the data. First step is you want to load the data. Kernel is a little bit. Okay, fine. Okay. So as you know that in iris data, if you want to know that what is iris data, print, and then we can know that iris dot keys. So you can see here in iris data we have a target name, we have a description, we have a features name, and we have a file name. Data, name, description, features name. So as I described in earlier, what is data? Data is nothing but in data you can see here features is there. Features means attributes is there. So what is the features here? In features, if you know that features names, so in features name we have a sepal length, okay, sepal width, and petal length and petal width. Sepal length, sepal width, petal width. Four thing is there. And how many rows in our iris data? Total rows is 150 in iris data. In 150, you can see here 50 data is for Sitosha. Okay, so if you check the target name, so what is the target name, guys? Target name is Sitosa Virgicolor Virginica. So 50 is from Sitosa, 50 is from Virgicolor, and 50 is from Sitosa Virginica. 50, 50, 50. 50 is from Sitosa Virgicolor Virginica. And what is the target? Target is 0, 1, 2. 0 denotes Sitosa, 1 denotes Virgicolor, and 2 denotes Virginica. Got it? So same data I want to this iris data as an input to for my model. Okay, I want to create one model and I want to check the accuracy of that model. So same data I want to take for input. So what is our input? Input is data. Which data? Iris data. For output, what I want to expect, output is target. So if target is given, that means level is defined. So that is class supervisor and supervised learning. That is supervised learning. And in this supervised learning, if your output is discrete, that means finite. Okay, you are able to give the answer of your output. So that is classification or regression. That is a classification, because in our target we have only 0, 1, 2, only Sitosa, Vertical, Virginica. So three names is here. Target name is Sitosa, Vertical, Virginica. So we have, as of now, we have loaded the data. Okay. Then after, if you want to, then after, let's suppose you can see here. Let's suppose I want to take a input data as a data input and output. So how can you write here? So for input, you can write iris. What is iris? You can put here data, and as I described earlier, for input, you have to denote through the capital X. This is not a mandatory, but this is the convention. That means everyone is following this standard. For input, the take a variable is X only. If you want, you can follow, but you should follow convention. Okay. This is not a mandatory, but it is convention. But if you are following this, it will be good practice. Okay. So you can see here for X, I'm taking this data as an input. If you want to print what is X here, sorry. So you can see here X is nothing but there is four things: Sitosa, length, Sipal length, Sipal width, Beetle length, Beetle width. Nothing is there. Sipal length, Sipal width, Beetle length, Beetle width. That's it. Simple. Same as it is, you have to take a small y for output, and you can take here. You can take here what is iris, and then you can and then what in iris what you have to pass. Tell me what you have to pass for output. Yeah, target you have to take. Right. So if you want to check your target here, print y. Okay, so you can see here target is nothing but this 0 is for Sitosa, this 1 is for Versicolor, and this 2 is for Versinica. You can see here, this is you can count total number is, what is the total number? Total number is, yeah, 150. So if you want to know the shape, so shape is 154. If you want to know dimension, so you can say here, this is output is 1D array and input is 2D array. Got it? So for our, you can see here, there is two brackets. So for our output, machine takes take here 2D array as a output and sorry, input and output and take a 1D array. So you have to do some analysis. I have already described this concept. Just for your quick revision, I'm trying to describe here. Got it? So tell me what is the next step, because you have to remember that step for every model. You have to do this activity. Then after, finally you have to find the accuracy. So tell me what is the next step? What is the next step? Anyone? Split data and training and testing. Right. That means you a step should a step should be on your fingerprints, fingertips. Sorry, prints. So that means first is first first one is first one is import required models, then load and understand the data, then split the data for training and testing. Step 3 is split the data. You can see here what is the step 3. First one is import required model. Second one is load and understand the data. Third one is split the data for training and testing. Split the data for training and testing. You are getting Lakshmi Priya. So I want to split the data for training and testing. How can you do that? How can you do that? So for splitting the data into the training and testing, we have a function called training and testing split. If you want to know that, you can check here. This take as an array option split array or matrix into the random train and test subject. So randomly it takes some data, and whatever data you are providing, okay, so you can see here by default train size is what is, you can go through with data, it becomes 0 to 1.1. That means 0, it is considered like a 1 unit, like a 0.0 to 1 in between. That means let's suppose by default it takes like a 0.25 as a test data. So remaining will be train data. 0.25 is nothing but 25% is your test data. Okay, and then remaining 75% will be your train data. Any difficulties in test and train? Test means I have some data, sample data. I want to train to according to the because we know that I want to train the machine first little bit. Okay, and then after I want to test, because that model should be tested. Once you created your model, okay, that model you can apply in your project, in your modules. But if your model is giving a wrong answer, so we cannot apply your model anywhere. Got it? Here model means like nothing but just like if you want to say in layman terms, just like a way of just like a methods in a function. What is the methods? Like you are giving some inputs and methods return some output, and on the basis of that response you will be playing like you will be, let's suppose I want to put three data. On the basis of data I want to calculate all the payment related transactions. Okay, and then giving the response. Got it? So yeah, 75% and 25%. Got it? Right. So this is train and test. Train and test. Then after you can see here train size. So remaining whatever size you are passing for test, remaining will become a train size. Then you have to choose here random state. A random state is nothing but a seed. I've already described. Random state is nothing but you can see here int random state instance or non-optional default non. If int random state is the seed used by the random number of generator. Random state instance random state is the random number of generator. Random number generator is the random state instance used by np.random. So internally it use np.random and take seed. You have to pass seed here. Then after you can see here. Then after next attribute is what is shuffle. So what is the shuffle means I have already described in previous session. Like let's suppose you are playing you are playing cards okay, and in 52 you are just shuffling so that randomly so that you can see here whether or not shuffle of data before splitting. So before splitting you have to require, let's suppose here 111122. It may be a chance to same data goes to one person. So that's why before splitting, shuffle is required. If shuffle equals to false, the stratify must be known. So shuffle, it should not be false. Then after only you can apply a stratify. So what is the meaning of stratify? I have already described here. Stratify means what is the ratio, whatever your ratio of your actual data, that same ratio should be in our testing or sampling data. Let's suppose in our actual data, the ratio of Sitosa or Versicolor or Virginica is, you can go and see 50 is ratio 50 to 50. So what is the meaning of 50 ratio 50 ratio 50 means 50 the number of Sitosa sample is 50, same as it is Virginica, Versicolor and then Virginica. So you have a Sitosa, Versicolor and Virginica. 50 is to 50 to 50. So if you are taking some sample for testing, so that ratio should be same. You cannot take like a 10 here and 20 here or 30 here. That is not applicable for a stratify. A stratify means if you are passing the stratify, that means it will be take same ratio. If here 5 ratio 5 ratio 50 ratio 50 ratio 50 means 1 ratio 1 you can say here. So if same ratio 10 ratio 10 ratio 10 is equals to 50 ratio 50 ratio 50. You are getting my point. If here data is equal, Sitosa is 50, Versicolor is 50, Virginica is 50, same sample ratio you have to maintain. You have to take 10 from here, 10 from here, 10 from here. You cannot take 10 from Sitosa and 20 from Virginica or Versicolor. If you are taking 5 from, yes, man, I'm giving the data to machine, and that machine is a 50-50-50. That's why I'm giving the example. You are getting my point. You can see here in our vertical or virginica, what is the ratio? Coming to that point also. Yeah. Stratify means simply that ratio should be same. It is maintained that ratio. This is the meaning of stratify. Stratify. Whatever your actual data, this is our actual data ratio. What is the ratio of our actual data? 50 ratio, 50 ratio, 50. That means 1 ratio, 1 ratio, 1. That means what data same number should be. So same sample record it will be taken from here. If you are passing that will be maintained internally. That stratify maintain the algorithm. If you want to know that, you can see here a stratify array like it is non data is split in a stratify function using this class labels. No, I want to recheck. Nothing is there, but I want to so stratify 10 dot data split. Let me see. No, it will not come here. You can check. Meaning also. Stratify means that ratio. Let me split the data I want to show here. Let's suppose for train and test split, first you have to pass here what is x. I want to train and test our x. Okay, x. So what is x? X is our input data. So I want to split that input data into two part, train and test. Then I want to split our output data, that means target data, into train and test. Then after you have to pass test size. You have to pass here test underscore size is equals to test underscore size is equals to 0.3. You have to pass here. You can take any size. So I'm taking here 0.3 means what is the meaning of 0.3 means 0.3 means train 0.3 means what is the 30% of our 150. What is 30% of 150? Yeah, 0.3 means 30%. 30% of 150 means test data will become how much? Tell me. Test data will be 45. And then remaining will be train data. Remaining will be train data. So what is the ratio of train data? Train data will become 105. Then after coming to that, then after you can see here. Then after what is you can pass here random step. Random underscore state. You can pass here random underscore state. You can pass anyone in between 0 to 2 to power 32 minus 1. So let's suppose I'm passing here 21. This is nothing but reproduce or seed. You are getting my point. Then you can pass. Then you can pass here. What is next one is next argument? What you have to pass here? Stratify, stratify, stratify. Yeah, stratify is equals to y. So what is the meaning of stratify is equals to y? You have to understand. Y means like what is the y? What is the y? Tell me. What is the y, guys? Right, target. What is the ratio of that target? What is the ratio of that target? Yeah, 50 ratio, 50 is to that ratio. Okay, got it, got it. Okay, and what is the ratio of our train data? Right. That means, yeah. So here y will be, let's suppose you can see here, input ratio is, what is the input ratio? Input input data ratio is, same session I have already described in previous session. I want to just give some quick revision, but see, 50 ratio 50 ratio 50 is equals to some train data ratio and test data ratio, test data ratio. So what is the 30% of, what is the 30% of 50? Tell me, 30% of 50. Where, Lakshmi Priya, why are you thinking? Sneha, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there, sir.
Are you getting my point? Due to you guys, just giving some quick revision here. Any doubts as of now?
Sir, generally in this testing training splitting, we take like 80-20 ratio, no? But why is it considered here as 70-30?
You can take any ratio. I'm giving the example. Even though for our model performance, we can change this testing and training. You can change that ratio. You can see like yeah, you are right, Sagar. You can see, you can train that ratio, and you can see what this training and testing data impact on your accuracy. This is not an hard code like you have to take 80 or 20%. It is not mandatory. Who says like it is not? It is not mandatory. It's all about your, you know, your requirement and your performance. So let's see here. Input data ratio 50 ratio 50 ratio 50. Okay. So what is the 30% of from this ratio? What is the 30%? Train data ratio. So 30% for test data ratio. What should be test data ratio? What is the hey Ashif? Are you there? Are you there? Test data. Yeah. So your question is like how you can see here our input data is 50, 50, 50, 50. You are aware about that. This is the clear. Then after, yeah, then after coming to the test data ratio, this y is our input. From this y, don't think from this y input, the machine will be split into the two part, test and train. Test and train. So from y, what after the splitting, test will be 15, the test data will be 15, and train data will be, tell me, 35. Right, train data will be 35. So stratify means like now stratify means this 15 is this 30% of 50. 15 means, that means stratify means it says like it take all three data from 15, 15, 15 from each one. Like we have a 50 from Chitosha, 50 from Varzicolor, and 50 Virginica. So stratify means machines tell that, hey, our test data is actual data ratio is 50 ratio 50 ratio 50. So same ratio, let's suppose you passing here to machine 30% is our test size. So what is the test size? 15. So it says to machine, hey, from each you have to take 15 also, 15 only. You have to take 15 only from each data. You cannot take 15 from here and 20 from here and 30 from here. This is the meaning of stratify. You are getting my point? I hope now you got it. Asif? Yeah, same as it is 35. So must after 35, you can see here this is the 35. That means this is the trend data. So as you know that the ratio is same, so machine tell that, hey, you have to take 35 from each sample. 35 from Chitosa, 35 from Virgicolor, and 35 from Virginica. You cannot take 35 from Chitosa and 45 from Virgicolor. Got it? So that's why I'm giving this comment here. Stratify means it take input data 50, 50, 50. Test ratio should be, what is the test percentage? 15. So that ratio should be maintained. 15 is to 15 is to 15. Same as it is from for train data ratio should be also maintained. Train data ratio should be also maintained. What is the train data ratio? 35. 35 is to 35 is to 35. I think your doubt has been cleared. Got it? Got it? What is the meaning of stratify? Yeah. Now coming to that, what is the next step? Next step is feed the model. Next step is we have to feed the model. So what algorithms we are using here? We are using here KNN algorithms. In KNN algorithms, K neighbors classifier is there. K neighbors classifier is there. I want to feed the model. By default, I want to know what is KNN. You can say here by default neighbors it take 5. That means it takes inquiry from 5 neighbors. It takes data from 5 neighbors. On the basis of that, it will be analysis. Got it? So I don't want to take n underscore neighbors is equals to 5. So I want to take neighbors is 8. 8 neighbors, n underscore neighbors. So you can change here is equals to 8, and I want to put this in any variables kn. Then I want to fit this model kn.fit. For kn.fit, if you want to see here, you can see here what things is taking as an argument x and y. What is the meaning of x and y? What is the meaning of x and y? This fit the model using x as a training data and y as a target data. X as a training data and y as a target data. That means it takes a train x train data and y train data. X train data and y train data. So what is the output of what will be the output of train test split. This is just like we are using a function. So after doing something, it will return some values. So what that all values will be. So this train and test split, it will be returned. It will be after that passing, it will break our data into four parts. First, it break x into the two part, x into the two part. That means input. That means input data. First, it will be breaking into the two parts. One is train, and for input train and from input test. Then it will break to output into train and test. So after returning, we have to store somewhere. So for storing somewhere, let's suppose I'm declaring some variable name is called x train, and then this is the first. Then I'm declaring here x train, then x underscore test, then y train, then y underscore test. Got it? What is the? Okay. Mhm. Got it? So we have a now that x train x train and y train. That means now you you says like what was the third step? Third step is splitting data into the training and testing data. Now that whatever data will got as a training data for input and for output, you have to train the data. You have to train according to train to your machine using fit method. So you can see here what is the fit. It will be train take feed the model using x as a training data and y as a target values. So what data will get x train, okay, and then y train. So this data, that means now we have already separated the data into the two part, x train and y train. So for first I will try to give training, and then after I will take your test. So give the training to machine here. Okay, so I'm giving the training to machine, passing the values x train and then y underscore train. That means this meaning is that I'm giving the training to this model to machine knn.fit x train y train. Now execute this. After that, training has been completed. Training has been completed. Now step 5 is I want to test. Now I want to test. I want to test it. Test means here you have to pass one function is called. You have to pass a function is called knn.predict. Now I train to machine. Then after I want to test. That means I want to see there what data machine is predicting after the giving this training. So let it check here. For training, I have to pass what data I have to pass here. Tell me. For testing, what type of data we should pass? Same question, whatever question is training, same question I have to give in the testing or different. Yeah, man. Let's suppose I trained you. Yeah, you are right. Test data, because let's suppose I trained you for Fibonacci series. So I don't want to pass that same data. Similar to that program, I will give different. so that I can say here your understanding is right or wrong. So here we can pass here knn.predict x underscore test x underscore test. Okay, even though if you want to know what is the predictor, you can check here. It takes predict x, what is predict class level for the provided data, x data. So you can pass here x underscore train, sorry, test, and then store somewhere the result of this. Let's suppose the result is called out predict. Then I want to execute this result. Wow, the result is 21212121. What was the our actual test data? What is the our actual test data? Hey man, what is the our actual test data after that? After the splitting, testing, and training, you can check here. What is the y test? I want to know that. After the splitting, this is the actual one. So I want to execute here. This is the actual one. Y test. This is our actual one. But what is the output of machine? This is the machine output. You can see here. Yeah. Actual one is the testing data is 2 here. Same result returning machine. Yeah, this is the right. Actual one is 2, real is 2, but machine is returning. That means I know that this is the Virginica, but machine is saying, hey, no, this is the Virgicolor. That means this is the wrong prediction from the machine. Now this is the Virginica. Yeah, this is the Virginica, right? This is the Virginica. This is the Virginica, right? This is the Virgicolor. This is the Virgicolor, right? This is the Shitosa. Machine also gives Sitosa. This is the Virgicolor. Machine also gives Virgicolor. Sitosa, 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 Sitosa. Virgicolor, Virgicolor. Sitosa, Sitosa. Virginica, Virginica. Sitosa, Sitosa. Now you can see here, actual is Virgicolor, but the machine says, hey, no, this is the Virginica. Actual is Virgicolor, machine says this is the Virginica. So as of now, 2 errors, 2 wrong prediction is given by machine. So we cannot, okay, so we cannot check manually. We cannot check manually, even though in our exams we have some OMR sheet. OMR sheet is here, and let's suppose in that exams around of around of 1 million students appears for testing. So we cannot test their OMR sheet manually. So that we have a OMR sheet, a scanner is machine is there. They can compare and give the output. What is the result of particular student? Same as it is, I cannot compare manually what is the accuracy. Okay. So for accuracy level, I how can check your result? What is the result? You can see here number of what is number of how to find your result. Let's suppose you can see here I have given 100 questions and you give 80 questions right answer. So you can say here what is the percentage? Percentage will be 80%. Yeah, 80%. Same things. I want to take accuracy of our model. I want to take know the accuracy of our model. Even though if you want to know that np dot bin np dot bin count total count. I want to know that here y underscore predict. So you can see here 15 in prediction. What is the ratio? It is taken here 15 is to 15 is to 15. Same thing. Got it. Now step 6 is I want to know accuracy. Accuracy. So for accuracy, we have a accuracy underscore score. If you want to know what is so you can see here you have to pass you have to pass y underscore true, y underscore print, normalized true, simple with none. So accuracy classification score in multi-level classification. This function computes subset accuracy of the set of labels predict for sample must exactly match the corresponding set of labels in white true. So whatever sample you are passing and what is the prediction, it match one by one, and then after give the accuracy. Got it? Got it or not? You can see here, this is our, yeah, y underscore predict. This is our y underscore predict. This is our true one data. Okay. So you can see a 0 0 match, 2 1 2 1 not match, 1 2 1 2 not match, 3 3 match. So what is so in this case you can say here the accuracy is 0.5. In this case you can see here the accuracy is 0.5 means 50%. 50% because this is our prediction data. 0 is 0 fine, this is wrong, this is wrong. So total data is 4. Out of 4 you have given 2 right answer. So that what is the result? Your result should be 50%. Your pass, you got 50% marks here, 0.5. Got it? Got it or not? Give me 1 minute. Hey, where is laptop charge? Yeah. So let it find that accuracy here. So for accuracy, you have to pass y underscore tester. That means then then you have to pass here predict data y underscore predict. Wow. So what is the accuracy report here? 0 point accuracy is 0.955. So what is the meaning of 0.995? That means 95% accuracy. So Shineha, you have asking here one questions. Right, coming to that. So you can see here why not you are taking 20 is to 80, right? Your question is
Yes, sir.
20 is test data and the 80% is trail data, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so take it here and then see that accuracy. Okay, execute each one have once. So you can see here your accuracy result is decreased or increased?
Decreased.
Decreased. decrease. Let's suppose I'm taking here. So sometimes generally, let's suppose, so same things I want to take here. Let's suppose I'm taking here 0.1. Let me see. You can see here tester, then predictor, then y underscore tester, then I need to execute that. What is the test result? It is increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Mm. Let's suppose I'm passing here. Okay. So for this also, we no need to worry about data. I will describe. We have some algorithms for maintaining it. So this is increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
Yeah. So this is totally depends upon. So same as it is. Next is we have to see. You can see here. So then after there is one thing is also it will be impacted. Let's suppose I reduce here our n underscore neighbor is equals to 2. Let me see what will be the result. Yeah, that is a fine one. Then I want to know train. Then I want to give test. Then predict. Then y underscore test. Then almost same. Almost same.
Sir, what is the meaning of this n underscore neighbors, sir?
N underscore neighbors is nothing but it is your neighbors. So in previous session, I described here. I think you missed some session. I think,
Yeah, I
right?
had missed session. Yeah.
So this N underscore neighbors describe this one. Let's suppose I want to know that which data is nearest to that. On the basis of that, I will find that this data natures. Let's suppose I want to find your nature. What is your nature? What is your behavior? So how can you do that? First, I will take reports from your nearest one. So who is the your nearest one? Maybe your mother and father is your nearest one. So whatever reflection, whatever nature of your fathers and mother, some natures will be reflect to you also. So this is the weightage. I give some information from your nearest one. So let's suppose you are taking, let's suppose you are here SN, okay, and you are close with your mother also, your father also, and apart from your mother and father, you are close with your 5 friends also, close friends. So let's suppose I'm taking more and more neighbors information, more and more neighbors information, so that I can get more and more clarity to you regarding you. You are getting my point.
Yeah, yes, sir, I got it.
Okay. So, so next one is coming to that, coming to, okay. So before that, let me describe here and then we'll come back. So next one is, we'll see what is hyper parameter tuning with grid search CV. What is hyper parameter tuning with the grid search CV? So, so we can see here in above whatever we are passing here, like we doesn't know what should be exact neighbors, so that our machine will give more and more accuracy. We don't know, even though we cannot put a neighbor is equals to 2 and then test accuracy. We cannot put a neighbor is equals to 4 and take accuracy. We cannot put neighbor is equal to 6 and take accuracy. So how we know our neighbors? What should be size of our neighbors? How can we know that? Do you have any way to find what should be neighbor size? So for this, we have a one algorithm is given grid search CV. Got it? You are getting the answers, Sneha. We are not able to see like what should be our neighbors. So this algorithms will be give the answer. Hey, this is the perfect neighbors for this model. You can pass grid search CV equals to 5. You can see weightage. So in next session we'll see. Okay. So before coming to that point, I will go with the previous okay, this one, because I have to describe how KNN classifier choose the algorithms internally. So internally I will describe mean distance and this one, how what is the Brutti algorithms, KD tree and Bolt tree. I want to continue this session, but a lot of guys are not able to join. Venkat is not there. Venkat is not there. So I think when all will be joined, I will describe this internal mechanism of how to KNN algorithm choose um, this internal algorithm. Which one is the best? KD tree is the best. What is ball tree? Random tree? Good tree. Got it? Is it fine? Is it fine, Lakshmi Priya?
Okay, sir.
But I want to check your previous sessions. Like I have assigned to that task to work with MongoDB. Have you completed everyone? Any difficulties? So in this, no. So have you completed to forwarding the mail also, Asif? Creating? No, my objective is to this one, automatically file transfer and backup. Okay, Sneha. Okay, let me check my schedule and I'll let you know. Today I will fix it your doubt. Got it, Sneha? Today I will fix it. Don't worry. Yeah. So importing required modules, I have described this, all the modules. Okay, what is the globe, what is time, what is this, what is logging, I described. Then I have described here searching for files, how you can search for files. Okay, so yeah, I have described what is this error also. I have described it. Okay, because this is waiting for files and there is no files. So searching for file. Then I have already described how to connect to server and database. Okay, then I have described, I think, separating the file and insert into the Mongo collection. So from here onwards, I have to describe actually. Then you have to create a backup. So I have described the four step. Fifth step was you have to create the backup and you have to send the mail. Got it? Right. Even though I'm expecting, one second. Uh, my expectation was, I have already described it. Level 2 has already completed, level 3 is running, and level 4 is running. So my expectation is you have to complete file loadings into MongoDB automatically. This is the first priority. Okay, file loading into MongoDB automatically. This is the first priority. Then create a web project to collect a student info using Flask. Just simple, you have to do some POC, like you have to create one HTML forms. Okay, uh, UI you can create, man. This is, even though you can get the code from Google also. So just get the code, create one web port, web projects, web page where some student info is there, and pass that student info from your front end, and then check it, that student info is stored into MongoDB or not. Then you have to create a page to collect the student info using the Django also. If you want, you can Google it out. Then create a RESTful API with Flask. So this create a RESTful API with Flask I have already described here. I will describe it. Loading the MongoDB automatically. We are in middle of this. Then, meanwhile, you can do one thing. You can create one web page to collect a students' info using Flask. Can you do that? Can you do that? Lakshmi Priya, have you
Yeah,
completed?
sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll try. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Sneha, I'll let you know today. Check my schedule. Definitely, I will fix it out today only. Okay. So I think today
Yeah.
you are on, yeah, holiday. So weekend off now, Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no issue. I'll let you know and try to fix it out.
Yeah.
Sir, one more thing, that the file
Yeah,
transfer to MongoDB is yet to be completed, right, sir? Just to be introduced, that is, I mean,
yeah, sure.
initial part only. Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
amount by doing employee.raise. Let's just make this 4%. So now if I was to test this down here on an instance, then I can print out the employee1.pay, and let me go ahead and copy this twice. And between here, I'm going to do an employee1.apply raise. Now, if I go ahead and run this, oh, and I actually forgot to put in the parentheses there. So now if I go ahead and run this, you can see that I printed out the pay, then we applied the raise, and it added 4% onto our pay. So we can see that it worked, but there are a couple of things wrong here. So first, it would be nice if we could access the raise amount by doing something like employee1.raise amount. Or since it would apply to the entire class, we should also be able to get the raise amount by doing employee.raise amount. Now that raise amount attribute doesn't currently exist, so we can't see that it is 4%. And also, what if I wanted to easily update that 4% amount? So right now, it's kind of hidden within this method. And for all I know, it could be in multiple places throughout our code. So we don't want to have to manually go in if we wanted to update this 4%. We wouldn't want to have to manually go in and change these in multiple locations. So let's instead pull this 4% out into a class variable. And that's as easy as going up here to the top of the class and just saying that we want a raise amount equal to 1 point, and we'll just do that at 4% still. So now instead of hard coding this 4% down here in our apply raise method, now let's go ahead and use this class variable. Now you might expect us to just be able to type in raise amount here, but if I save that, and I'm going to comment out these lines here. So if I save that and run it, you can see that I got a name error, and it says that raise amount is not defined. And that's because when we access these class variables, we need to either access them through the class itself or an instance of the class. So within the apply raise, I could either say employee.raise amount, and if I save that and run it, then you can see that that works. Or I can also access through the instance. So I can do self.raiseAmount. And if I run that, then you can see that that works as well. Now that might be a little confusing to you because if these are class variables, then why can we access them from our instance?